Hello, friend. Welcome to my Thursday. It's a long vlog. I talked a lot yesterday.
Appointment for him. But that's part of the deal. They said they would get him.
Oh, awesome!
Hi.
And they got a kennel cage for him if I think I need it.
Yeah, and he's just a good boy.
Such a loving dog.
It could be other.
Getting a little later start on my shop today. Talking to my dad, my brother. He brought his dog back in. I got a couple of photos. I got some video, so you saw that. And he's way calmer already. So just in the 2 days my dad's had him, and so far, like, no red flags, no issues, no, like, he doesn't bark. He doesn't. The only thing that I would say is, I mean, he does like to put his paws up and like not jump, but like he likes to. That's it. Good looking dog, well behaved dog. He hasn't had any accidents at the house except for the first night that my dad brought him home. So far so good. So he's got to schedule an appointment to get him neutered, and other than that, he's got all his shots and everything like that. He's good to go. So my dad's got a new dog, Doobie. On top of that, just talking about his other business. He owns a bar, and we were just talking about some future plans with that. Nothing set in stone, but looks like some big changes are coming this year for sure. Anyway, not too bad of a shop because, like I said, Austin and I crushed it yesterday. 2 massive shops. So, yeah, let's get this party started. So yesterday I was talking about podcasts and the podcast that I like to listen to, and I mentioned how I do listen to a couple of educational ones. I follow 3 specific ones, but again, depending on the topics, I kind of, skip them. I really like Andrew Huberman, though his podcast can get very lengthy, and it's like you're looking for information, and it's like you got to listen to 3 hours to try and pull out a couple of nuggets of knowledge about the topic. Though he did start doing some more like focus ones that are like 30 minutes, so I just listened to one of those about the gut microbiome and how, what we eat, and it really affects so much more than just nutrition. But anyway, another one that I listened to is Nutrition Facts podcast. I've listened to this one for many years, both on YouTube and just in audio form. Dr. Michael Greger promotes an all plant-based diet and talks about, all the negative effects of eating animal products, right? Now, one of the things I go back and forth when it comes to my diet, because depending on who you're talking to, depending on who you're listening to, depending on where you're at in your reading, there are pros and cons to literally everything that we eat. Every single thing that we put in our bodies, there are pros and cons. And the conclusion that I've come up to, not a doctor, not a nutritionist, I don't have any formal training whatsoever, it's literally just stuff that I read and watch on the internet, is genetics play such a huge role that no 2 people are ever the same when it comes to what they eat and what benefits they get from what they eat. Some people thrive on a plant-based diet, some thrive on a carnivore-based diet, right? An animal-based diet. I think the general rule of thumb is moderation in anything is best, and really you have to find out your own. You have to go on your own journey and find out what works best for you. And so, with that being said, I've increased my protein intake exponentially because I've been working out, and a lot of the stuff that I was watching and listening to last year, when I started kind of focusing more on my diet and nutrition, was beef, right? We've been trained for years that beef is bad for us. You should lower your amount of red meat that you eat. Stick to, chicken, fish, pork, in that order. But then there's all this talk about how beef is the best and it's the most nutrient dense and highest protein, and the whole thing against carbs, and so you should increase your fat, so you're eating, whatever. I love vegetables. I love salads. I love leafy greens, broccoli, cauliflower. I love all that stuff. And I've said for years and years, I could easily be a vegetarian. Like, I love vegetables that much that I could eat a plant-based diet, no problem. Now, granted, I do love cheese. Cheese is when I was vegan for 6 months, just to try it out and experiment. What broke me was cheese. I eventually went back to cheese, and then I went meatless for another 3 months. So 9 months total vegetarian. 6 of those were vegan, and not hard. But as I've said numerous times, including yesterday, I love to eat. I really do, and I really appreciate a well-cooked steak or fish. I love shrimp and lobster and crab and all those, even though I know those aren't super nutritious for you. Just saying in general, like, I do love meat, but I could definitely go without it. I eat meat more for the nutrients and the benefits there for me there. And because obviously, like I said, I love the way it tastes. Specifically, I love a good steak. But with that being said, it's something that I'm constantly thinking about. Like, it's the balance of what I want to eat versus what I need to eat, and trying to find the middle ground there between the two. I'm hungry. That's why I'm talking about food. 1:45. Got out of work a little early. Gonna head to the grocery store and grab the burger meat, buns, cheese. I think that's all we really need. Oh, French fries. Definitely get some French fries. And get things prepped and ready. It's cloudy again. It like burned off this morning, and I was like, oh well, so much for cloudy day. But it's supposed to rain tomorrow. No rain today, but rain. 35% chance of rain tomorrow. So we'll see. So as long as it doesn't rain tonight, it's fine. We're going outside to make some smash burgers on the Blackstone. So let's go grocery shopping. Must be a holiday coming up, huh? Alright, I got the burgers, I got the buns, I got the cheese. Gotta get the fries. I love these motion sensor lights. It's like you have the power to turn them on. Alright, you come to a freezer section to grab French fries. What are your French fries of choice? Shoestring, steak fries, straight cut, crinkle cut? Or are you more of a tater tot kind of guy? Personally, I love crinkle cut. But shoestrings also equally awesome.
All I need to do
Starting
is
to
just
sprinkle.
a store that
Wasn't on the forecast, but it's happening.
sells stuff.
I just got off the phone with my brother at my last set there in the gym. It's pouring rain on him. I was out and delivering out in Siloam, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, dude. I feel so bad. He's like, oh no, it's fine. So it doesn't matter. Oh, no, it sucks. Don't sugarcoat this. You're working in the rain. You're cold. You're wet. The product's getting wet. The invoices are getting wet. Like, this is not a job that's easy to do in the rain. Like, it just ruins everything. The boxes get wet. Like, product gets wet. It's terrible. And there's nothing you really can do about it than sit and wait for it to subside and stop raining. But can't do that. He's got places to be. All right, it's 5 o'clock. I just gave the text to all the kids plus Jacob to we're shooting for 6 o'clock for dinner. So got the ground beef out, got my seasonings, gonna season the beef and then start making my little balls. Get ready for the Blackstone. All right, well, it is sprinkling a little bit, so I moved Blackstone just underneath the awning there. I don't like to cook underneath here just because I don't like the greasy smoke, and you know, we're cooking with grease here. I don't like the idea of it sticking to the roof, so I always try to cook outside. But gotta do what you gotta do. So we're gonna start with the onions here. Got a mixture of sliced reds and some leftover whites that Tiffany had. So we're just gonna use those instead of chopping up a new one. American cheese is probably the worst cheese in regards to just cheese, right? If you're comparing cheeses, American's the worst. But when it comes to burgers, particularly smash burgers, there's something about melted, processed American cheese that just makes the burger complete. If I'm going for a gourmet burger, I'm going for cheddar, I'm going for Swiss. I even like blue cheese on my burgers. Literally anything but American. But when it comes to a smash burger, just something about it. I don't know. Can't put my finger on it. But it definitely makes a difference. I mean, it's just what your brain's used to, right? All the years of eating crappy McDonald's and Burger King and all the other fast food joints. It's like, this is a fast food burger. So you gotta use fast food cheese. Ta-da! I don't personally need toasted buns, but I know it matters to Tiffany and a few others, so I oblige. Tiff and I just finished an episode of Next Level Chef, season 4, I think it is. It's like the one show that we both look forward to watching together. And honestly, I think it's the best cooking competition show. I really do. We watched the first season and fell in love with it and watched it. And we watched every season since. And I tried to watch, like, I like Chopped. I do. I like Chopped. It's probably the next best thing. I can't get into Hell's Kitchen. For whatever reason, the cameras they use, the editing style, I just can't get behind Next Level Chef. I'm not a big fan of the jumping around with a narrator and stuff. Like, I don't know. I watched the first couple seasons of that, and I did like it. I like Gordon Ramsay, I do. But of all his cooking competitions, Next Level Chef's my favorite. So looking forward to a new season. Tonight was the social media chefs. Next week is the home chefs, and then final will be the pro chefs. And they eliminate them each level, and then they'll do the draft, and they get to pick their teams, and then this show goes on. So looking forward to that. Anyway, it's about 8:30, and I am going to go to bed. I'm going to try and catch up on a little bit of sleep coming into Friday, tomorrow, and the weekend. I know I'm going to stay up a little later, so if I can get a little extra sleep tonight, I'll stay up a little later tomorrow and Saturday. So, yeah, Smash Burgers turned out great. Everyone loved them. Hope you enjoyed your day. Thanks for hanging out with me. We'll see you tomorrow.